Hello everyone, my name is Benjamin Wasby and I am the winemaker and proprietor of Mylan Wines located right downtown Hood River, Oregon. I wanted to say thanks to everyone who's putting on this virtual Christmas market. Supporting small business is important, especially in these crazy times. Let me take a moment and tell you a little bit about my shop. So first and foremost, I'm a winemaker. I make my own wines from several vineyards located right here in the Columbia River Gorge. Each of these wines is unique and as expressive as the area in which we live. But going outside of that, I also bring in different wines in from all over the world, each week with a rotating theme. I bring in a new lineup of wines. Sometimes we will focus on a region or a concept or ideas, or they'll just be really cool wines that I think are interesting. To keep up with which wines I'm locating and having down in the shop in a given week, please follow us right here at Mylan Wines on Instagram. It's the easiest way to keep tabs on what it is I'm doing down here. All of the wines that I bring in here, though, are very, very important to me because they all follow a list of rules. They're in what's called the natural wine movement. This means that they are organically or biodynamically farmed at a minimum, and I know there's going to be a lot of wine nerds speak, but just bear with me, trust me, it's important. They're very minimally intervened in terms of the winemaking, which means chemicals and additives and other different weird technological processes are all omitted, and finally a very, very low to no use of sulfur in the wines. Now, what does this create? Well, why is this important? Those wines just speak a little bit more of the region they come from. They're not so spoofulated and moved around and augmented to taste like a specific thing. They taste instead like a place, which is so much more richer and enjoyable for the experience. And to top it all off, these wines actually represent small families and farmers just like myself, but from all over the world instead. Now listen, I know what you're thinking. I could just go to Safeway, and as I'm picking up my shake and bake and the Bisquick and I don't know, whatever it is you people eat, but I can just go pick up and throw a couple of bottles in my cart while as I'm going down. It's simple, it's easy, it's convenient, and I understand what you're saying. However, did you know that 80% of wines on a grocery store shelf like this are made by 6 companies? That's right, 6 companies. They go and support multinational conglomerate corporations, some of which include Philip Morris. That's right, the tobacco giant is even in the wine game. So when you're thinking about grabbing that bottle of wine on the Safeway shelf, stop and think, who am I really supporting with this purchase? The second thing to think about is each one of those bottles is made at a warehouse that is literally the size of several Olympic-sized swimming pools, right? And they make millions of cases of this. When you do that, you must have your wines be overly sterile, overly stagnant, and really, really messed with in terms of its chemical composition. So here's a small list right here of all the different things they add into wine, but I'll just read off a couple of them. Sturgeon bladder, goat bone marrow, ox blood. There's this thing called deep mega purple. I don't know who came up with the name for that, but that's just weird and gross. I don't want purple dye in my wine. Thank you very much. So as you're looking around to shop for your holiday wines over the next little bit, I'd really encourage you, go find someone who's actually making it, who's been to the vineyard before, or who understands the importance of small, local, sustainable, and more importantly, good for you. So that's it. That's my pitch. I hope to meet each and every one of you and kind of discuss the finer details of each wine that I bring in this weekend. We're hoping to be open for tastings after the 17th, but we have no idea of knowing what's going on. The best way to figure out what our hours are and what our tasting situation looks like is to either follow us on Instagram, as I previously mentioned, or visit us at our website, www.mylan.wine. Thank you very much and have a happy holiday.